Today, this morning, we filmed one of the last scenes of episode 8, where Marie Antoinette finds out that she lost her mother.
She is devastated. She had reached the conclusion that her mother had been a bad mother by forcing her to leave the Hofburg at the age of 14 and a half. Now she has a daughter. She understands that she should never have done that. So she'd reached a point where she felt deep anger and hostility towards her mother. And that was the point where her mother died. She suffered greatly from the death of her mother, and she suffered by the loss because her mother was a steadying influence over her.
Her mother's the person that's the central figure in her life, the central figure that she trusts. She desperately wants to be a good daughter.
And also, I guess Marie Antoinette is, to some extent, also asking herself what role she played in her mother's death.
She would have felt great guilt that her mother had died before she'd had a chance to reconcile her feelings towards her.
Elle qui n'a plus donc le poids de sa mère, c'est un nouveau chapitre dans sa vie.
By the end of the season, Marie Antoinette has firmly established her identity and how she wants to live and rule herself in Versailles.
If all monarchies were governed by the same principles which are in your hearts, there would be no need to form republics.
Elle devient vraiment la reine de France, aimée de toute la France. C'est assez amusant de penser que rien que 10 ans plus tard, ça va se retourner complètement.
Ostrich bitch!
I wouldn't say that Marie Antoinette is a winner at the end of the season. She's lost her best friend, Chartres. She lost her mother. She's lost her true love, Fersen. At the end of the season, maybe that she found a role in her life as a woman, as a wife, as a queen, as a mother, as an icon, and as a human being with needs.
So this first season for me is really about each character finding their place and finding their role.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
And realizing that some people might help them to get there, some people might not help them.
The moment she has achieved that, also the moment she realizes again that she's stuck in a place where she is surrounded by a family that doesn't love her and that is working against her.
I think the French Revolution begins in the French royal family, and it spills onto the streets when the propaganda machine gets going and is very cruel and hostile to both Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI.
Provence is glaring at Louis because he's established himself as the king. He's won a war. He now has 2 children, one of whom is the heir to the throne. He's everything that Provence wants. So he's not happy.
Chartres, she sees that he was a different person than she thought he was. At some point, he gets very obsessed with her and he, wants to possess her. So I think she's scared of him because he has a very different perception of reality.
We are going to be doing it in 3 seasons. Season 2 will take us from 1780, and in 1781 she produces The Dauphin.
King of France! Can you imagine?
And it will take us to 1787 when Louis hands power to Marie Antoinette to rule France.
Et ensuite, ça va être la révolution, son emprisonnement, son procès, etc., jusqu'à son exécution.
La montée, la descente et ensuite la tragédie, quoi.